Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are going to the grocery store. We're going to be comparing ingredient lists on items. So ingredient lists on peanut butters, yogurts, I don't know, salsas, dried fruit, like the list goes on. I kind of just went and took like standard household items that pretty much a lot of us buy and showed you guys different the difference between ingredients within like brands. So like ranches and just a ton of different products that I know a lot of us have in our kitchen, just because I think it's important to be aware of what you're putting into your body. And if you're someone who goes to the grocery store and doesn't really pay attention to nutrition labels and ingredients of the products that you're buying, this is a little reminder. You'll want to start paying attention. Before we go into this video, I kind of want to preface something. I'm not expecting you to completely change everything right away. I think small little changes, like with your ranch dressing, your peanut butters, your breads, like just little things at a time to switch it over to better ingredients, that is going to make a big difference. So I'm not expecting you to go and change every single item that I talked to you guys about in this video the next time you go to the grocery store, but it is important if you do find yourself buying some of these things like consistently, maybe the next time you go to the grocery store, try to find something a little bit different and a little bit better for you. I'm going to a completely normal, conventional grocery store that we have here in the United States. It's called Albertsons. Ralph's is really similar, Safeway, something just like where you can have a ton of different things, a ton of different brands and everything. So the brands that I pull, you might not have, but it's just important to look at the ingredients. A few things and a few terms I want to kind of go over here. I'm going to pop up some of the definitions and everything on here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about and why you should stay away from them. Soybean oil, it's a GMO oil. Essentially, they are pulling the oil out of the product and it's going under like high processing. So you want to stay away from soybean and canola oil as much as possible. Anything that you see with a soybean or canola oil, you do want to try and stay away from as best as possible. Another thing is like natural flavors. I feel like our food is packed with natural flavors, and quite honestly, it's not so natural. So it's like taking something so simple like a vanilla bean and having a scientist completely alter the flavor, putting in different ingredients and things into that natural flavor that we don't even know what it is. If you can avoid foods that have natural flavors in it, that is going to be your best bet. I know so many foods have it, so it's okay if like some of your foods you're finding that you have it, but try your best to alter or change the foods that you are intaking every single day that have the natural flavors in it, because there is always another option of that food or that ingredient without natural flavors. So just to preface this, if you don't know what that ingredient is, or if you've never heard of it, or if it's some like crazy long ingredient name, more than likely you don't want to buy it. There's probably a better option out there. And I just like to pay attention to ingredient labels. Yes, sometimes it's out of your control and you have to get that item. Maybe it's cheaper and you're on a budget or anything like that, but just try your best to get the better option. When it comes to budgeting and everything, I get some of these like organic and natural ingredients in food can be a little bit more expensive, but try to figure out what you can cut in order to save money for grocery shopping. So if you go to Starbucks every day, if you go out to eat a lot, if you're spending money on just like random things, if you're just bleeding money, try to figure out where you can save money so you can buy the natural organic ingredients. There are ways that you can save so you can put more money into your grocery budget. Don't take this as like I'm saying everyone should buy grass-fed and organic. Like in a perfect world, that would be great, but not everyone can afford that, and that's okay. That's why I say just try to buy like some items up front and start switching them out as best as possible. But this video is going to be a good one. It's really eye-opening. It's so easy to go to the store and just grab the first thing that you see off the shelf. But when you really take a step back, take like 30 seconds to really look at the nutrition labels and the just the ingredient labels on these food items. It's really, really eye-opening. So if you guys do like this video, please give this one a thumbs up so I know. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video with me. And let's go to Albertsons. Okay, so everyone pretty much grabs Aunt Jemima as their main pancake syrup. But if you look at the back and you look at the ingredients, it's not even made from maple syrup. It's corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, water, natural and artificial flavors is what you definitely want to stay away from. But this is what you want to look for. 100% pure maple syrup. If you can get organic, get organic. And look at those ingredients. It's just 100% pure maple syrup. So we are ditching this, and you want to get this. So one of my favorite things is dried mangoes, but they can be very sneaky. So when you're not paying attention to labels, and you look at the ingredients, they added sugar, powdered sugar, things that you don't even need. Going to want to look for is look at the back on the ingredients list. You can see this one, all it has is organic dried mangoes. So we're ditching this one and we're going with this one. Look how many peanut butter options there are. Peanut butters. So many options, so many things. A lot of people just go for the Skippy without even reading the ingredients. But if you take a look at the ingredients here, why is there so many things on this ingredients list? Corn syrup, sugar, soy protein concentrate, the list goes on. So this might be your standard go-to peanut butter. Not anymore. You should be looking for a peanut butter that the only ingredients is peanuts. Surprised? This should be the only ingredients on your peanut butter. Okay, like look at all of this bread. Like how do you get through all of this bread? The options are endless, but your girl has tips. Okay, so let's start with this white Wonder Bread, something that I feel like everyone has had in their lifetime. But if you come a little bit closer to those ingredients, the first ingredient...
Is that what this is?
Yes.
This whole thing?
This whole thing. The first ingredient is unbleached enriched flour, which essentially unbleached and bleached is taking out all the ingredients or all the good things about the flour and kicking it out. And then you can see they slowly start adding those ingredients back in, which is processed and man-made, which is a no-no. So this guy, he gonna be a no. Okay, so when I'm looking for bread, I like to look for seeded bread. So the ingredients on here, you can see everything is organic. There's no oils in here that gives me any red flags. The only thing really is the cane sugar, but it's not terrible compared to pretty much all the other things here. But this would be a really good option bread for you guys.
These are things that people know, like you know what these things are.
Right, so there's like all these different seeds, flax seeds, sunflower seeds. They have a purpose. So this is what you want to kind of be looking for when it comes to your bread. Okay, we're on to cereals now. The options are endless. Look, it's his favorite cereal.
It's making me go bad on Cinnamon Toast Crunch. This is unbelievable. The Organics brand Cinnamon Crunch cereal, and this is the classic.
Your go-to.
Yeah, it breaks my heart, but let's start with
the bad
Cinnamon
one.
Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Here. So whole grain wheat, that's good. Sugar, okay.
No.
Rice flour, canola oil, bad. Fructose,
Bad.
maltodextrin, dextrose, salt, cinnamon.
The list goes on.
Trisodium phosphate, soy lecithin,
caramel color. That's
and
something
then
bad too.
what is BHT?
Who knows?
Okay, who knows?
So this is gonna be a no, probably.
So
let's
not so happy.
see, this option might be a little better.
Actually, I got.
So this is from Organics.
Yeah, so this one has organic whole grain wheat, organic cane sugar, organic whole grain brown rice, organic
Oat,
oat whole fiber, organic cinnamon, and then calcium carbonate, sea salt, and then this, I'm not sure what this is.
It's just to maintain the freshness of everything. So this is actually a way better alternative.
Yeah. So it's not perfect, but it's much better.
Not perfect, but way better. Okay, now we're on to salad dressings. So the first thing that you want to kind of pay attention to, you don't want anything like light or fat-free, because you want to get a salad dressing that has avocado oil or extra virgin olive oil.
So when they say fat-free, they replace the fat with something else, right?
So they're replacing the fat in a fat-free salad dressing coming from like the olive oil or avocado oil with something else, and a lot of times it's not so
good. Yeah.
So let's compare your standard ranch that everybody loves to something a little bit better. So Hidden Valley, this is something everybody gets. It's in everybody's refrigerator. But let's take a look at these ingredients. Vegetable oil from soybean or canola, that is something you want to stay away from. Soybean and or canola oil is the bad oil. It causes so many health issues, digestion issues, sugar, salt, and also something I wanted to point out, monosodium glutamate, that is MSG. They just put MSG right into your ranch like it's no big deal. If you can avoid this, getting this ranch, I highly recommend it. It's delicious, but it's not so good. So let's look at a ranch that's a little bit better. So this is the Primal Kitchen Ranch, and it's made from avocado oil. So if we look at the ingredients down here, a lot of it is organic, and it's mostly really good ingredients. All whole ingredients, nothing crate.
It's a good alternative.
The best alternative right here. Let's do one more. All right, another one is a Greek vinaigrette dressing. I feel like this is another popular one, at least for us. So this is like an easy one, a little bit of a cheaper option. But if you kind of look at the back here, the ingredients list goes on and on with some of the things you can't even pronounce. Natural flavors, which is something that you do want to avoid because they're taking something so simple like a vanilla bean or something and turning it into something completely different. You never really know what's in that natural flavoring. There's that soybean and canola oil again, an oil you definitely want to stay away from. So this is a no. And then this is going to be a better option. So all those ingredients are pretty much known, you know exactly what's in it, and there's no added sugars or anything like that in there, which is definitely something you want to look for when it comes to salad dressing. All right, so we are in the pasta section, and pasta can be really overwhelming. The first one you normally grab is just the burrito because that's a household item. But the one thing that you want to kind of steer clear of is like an simple enriched wheat product, because a lot of times when you come into the ingredients, you see a semolina, which is a wheat, and a durum wheat flour, and then you see all these vitamins and minerals. So essentially these two wheat products are stripped of their nutrition, and then the company is adding the nutrients back into the product. So you don't really want to do this one because it's stripping the natural ingredients from the flour itself, and then they're re-putting it back in with who knows how much, you know what I mean? So this is probably not your best option. So what you kind of want to look for is a complex carb whole grain pasta. So
let me see the front.
This right here is a red lentil rotini pasta, and the only ingredients is a red lentil flour, which is perfect. So red lentils is a great complex carb. There's
that protein content.
Right, and there's also there's a brand called Pal Pasta, which is made from like organic quinoa. So you want to find pastas that are made from complex carbs. There's also another great one. It's coming from chickpea flour. So this is another great complex carb. The only ingredient for this pasta is chickpea flour. So like just look for these ones over the standard one. Okay, so many recipes call for canned tomatoes, and the one thing that drives me nuts is it should be only tomatoes in a can, but it's not. So you can see when you come to the tomatoes, there's tomato juice, there's sugar added, salt, citric acid. There's just a bunch of natural flavors in here that you don't even know what it is. Ton of ingredients in here that you probably should not be adding. So instead of getting this,
what's an alternative?
Just get the real deal.
Cool.
Okay, another good one is salsas. So we're gonna find some and do a comparison. Okay, so salsas. So easy to just come to an aisle and grab the first one you see off of the thing. So this one is La Victoria salsa ranchera. And the ingredients on this one, they don't look so bad, but like the last one, modified food starch. Why do you need tomato puree in there when you already have tomatoes? Salt. Right, so that's not the worst, but definitely not the best. You're gonna wanna go to the refrigerated section for salsas because that's where the best ones are going to be. So this is a fire roasted red salsa, and look at those ingredients. Tomatoes, jalapenos, salt and water, and that is it. Okay.
What are we looking at?
Butter. We all use it, but gotta be paying attention because this is something that everybody grabs. So easy to grab. Can't believe it's not butter. It's real, right? No, it's not. Look at these ingredients. Soybean oil. You want to stay away from that. Natural flavors, vinegar. There's just
what's that last one? Beta
carotene, who knows?
Yeah.
Just for color, to make it yellow.
To make it look like butter.
So these ingredients are a no. So let's take this Kerrygold. This is one that we personally use because the ingredients, pasteurized cream and salt. That's it. That's how you make butter, baby. So this is a yay.
Yeah, this one's good too because it's grass-fed.
Yes. If
Milk
you can,
from grass-fed cows.
If you can, get grass-fed, get organic milk, cow, animal, dairy products. So let's talk about yogurts. So yogurts, you got to be very careful with yogurt, and the same thing applies. You want like organic if possible, and you want grass-fed if possible. If you don't have an option for grass-fed, just choose organic. The first thing, also you want to choose Greek yogurt over regular yogurt because it has higher protein in it. So let's talk about this Chobani, something that is a really good option. Not. So you can see this one is filled with strawberry. You want to keep your Greek yogurt plain. You can add real strawberries to it if you want. So with this ingredient list, you can see that there's cane sugar added, fruit pectin, whatever that is, just natural flavors, stuff that is just packed in here that does
lemon
not.
Juice concentrate.
Yeah, like
concentrate
that. Like all of these things do not need to be put into a yogurt. And like I said, the strawberries in here have added preservatives, so then the strawberries last longer, which you can just add your own strawberries in, and this is really, really high in sugar. Like look at, where's the sugar? 14 grams of sugar in this little tiny thing of yogurt. So like I said, add your own strawberries and get plain Greek yogurt if possible. Your better option, organic Greek plain yogurt. And look at those ingredients. All it is pasteurized, organic, non-fat milk, which is exactly what you want in your yogurt. So this is the best option. Let's talk coffee creamers. Okay, so I think everybody knows someone who buys this. I sure do. But it's really not good for you. Like, look at these ingredient lists. Palm oil. Like, I can't even pronounce some of these things. Artificial flavors. Just really
that's a long list.
That's
this whole thing.
Yeah. So I like to do a natural bliss. You can do an almond milk creamer, something that's a little bit better for you, made with better ingredients. I mean, still not the best, but way better than that. Non-fat milk, heavy cream, sugar, and natural flavors is one thing I don't like, but like I said, it is way better than this one.
Yeah, this one still isn't the healthiest option, but it's way better than this one. I mean, this is really good tasting.
And one thing that I do too, personally, is I'll put protein in my coffee, like protein powder in my coffee with a little bit of almond milk, and that will pretty much eliminate all of the sugar and everything that you get with these.
But if you're hooked on creamer,
this one's better.
I'm talking to you, Mom.
So let's talk ice creams. So ice cream is so easy for companies to add unnecessary things into their product. So Breyers, household name, everyone loves ice cream and Breyers. But if you look at the ingredients list, vegetable gums, natural flavors.
What is Tara?
Right, it's like there's things in here that don't need to be in here when you make ice cream.
Katie has her PhD in ice creams,
I do.
so listen to
I love
her.
ice cream. Haagen-Dazs, really surprised, but if you turn this around, cream, milk, cane sugar, ground vanilla beans, egg yolks, and vanilla extract, and that is it. So this would be your better option. There were so many different food items I could have gone through. Like, I really wanted to do milks and stuff, but we kind of ran out of time. So I hope this video kind of helped you and made you kind of realize what to look for. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.